Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
And that's how I spilt the cup of tea all over the floor.
You know you can't multitask. I mean,
No.
let's be honest.
No,
Well,
that
you
is a
can
lie.
do.
That
Well,
is a lie. That is a vicious rumor.
That you just proved true. Welcome back.
Hello.
Welcome back to our listeners and viewers. If you're returning to the Two Dads podcast, welcome back. If you're new, welcome.
I'll do that thing where I just slide across the screen.
We are the Two Dads. And yes, there's two of us, but that's not the reason. It's TOO for being too much like dads.
Far too much like dads.
Far too much like dads. How you doing, Sid? How's your week been? It's Friday. We're back here.
It's Friday.
Night lights.
It's been a very nice Friday, and next Friday will be a good Friday.
It would be a good Friday. Now, that's a dad joke, if I ever heard one.
Just get right into it.
That's it. Hey,
Just get right into it.
our motto here: if it's not punny,
It ain't funny.
it ain't funny. So we want the puns to roll on.
And that is one of the cornerstones of being a dad.
It is absolutely
The puns and the jokes.
and the jokes. And in the first opening minute, you've managed to squeeze both in. So that's how come you're so much like a dad. Simple as that.
It never gets
Simple as
old,
that.
and it'll never be new, but
Nah,
you'll always remember it.
exactly.
Everyone has the memory of their dads
That's right.
doing
That's right.
something, that
Oh,
was a little
Dad.
bit offbeat.
But we like to bring a lot of funny stuff, a lot of jokes. Every now and then you bring up something about cars, and we're slowly making it into a car podcast. I might have some news tidbits that I've come across.
And it's
very
also
interesting.
educational because Phil
And-
learned a new word last week.
I did.
We are festooned with goodness.
Festoon. But we also at the core of what this podcast is about is there'll be a topic that Sadiq will tell us what the topic is for episode 26.
26.
Then to say episode
it's 26.
26, and we just like to it's
Now I'm writing that down.
write that down.
Episode 26.
It's an ethical discussion that we like to have.
Where does that
And we
come
like
from?
to write, and we like
It's
to,
the flowers.
write a little love letter, and
Yeah, the
common
world
sense.
the world is a horrible place at the
I'll
moment.
tell you
There's
what,
nothing
it's-
but
Phew.
you cannot watch the news.
You
and
can't
still
watch the
feel
news. I mean,
somehow.
You've got from a terrible
Hope is
war.
in short supply.
Well,
Unlike
from
stupidity.
it seems to be raging in the world at the moment. But from a war to Slapgate, it's all happening, and we've also got other controversy in our own backyard, even before the federal election campaigning has rolled out officially. And today was
Yep.
no exception. If I can quickly, my little tidbit was we had a federal member who's going to be on the voting card, egged in
Yes.
public
As an anti-Semite.
as an anti-Semite and Nazi lover.
You're
I mean,
a Nazi lover and
Goodness
anti-Semite.
me.
So
Look,
timely.
It is so timely, but we're all about the democratic process as well. It's not on. You can't be doing that. I mean, that's not something that people should be condoning or applauding. Seriously. Come
Well,
on.
free speech is
Yeah.
me too.
Unfortunately, well, yeah. Let's get back
We
to
did it already.
We have already done.
did it
I know,
already.
but that's just
Life
not,
imitating art.
that's just not on. Anyway, poor bloke.
Life
I
imitating
mean, I'm not a
art.
fan of it. I'm not. But Craig copped the egg, mate. Just like a year 12 breakup, end of year.
not- Sorry,
party.
Jamie Seidel. Can you remember Jamie Seidel?
Oh yeah,
Oh, who went home.
yeah.
He just was walking around the corner.
Poor
and
guy.
was
He didn't
egged
deserve
and
that.
went home.
He
He didn't deserve it.
He didn't deserve.
Didn't
It wasn't
deserve it.
us. Let's be clear. It wasn't
But-
us.
Sorry,
Anyway.
Jamie, to have outed you
Yeah. I know.
on international media.
Oh, anyway, yeah. So that's what's happened it's already kicked off to a fiery start here in the federal
If you're not from
election.
Australia,
Yep. If you're
if
overseas,
you're listening
in
or for
Tasmania.
watching overseas, like Tasmania, we have listeners and watchers in Tasmania.
we do. That's
Well,
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I know. That was on the news today. That's what I saw,
Yeah.
and I thought. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I laughed, but then I thought that's not what we should be doing. That's
Well,
not
it's a bit of fantasy. It's a bit of
can't
fantasy.
go egging people just because you don't like the party they represent. That's not democracy.
Well, the people are not too happy with the political establishment.
Don't vote for him. That's your biggest
From
voice.
the Teflon King that is our Prime Minister,
Well,
the man who shall not,
let's
who will not lie straight in
let's
bed,
let's look at
blames
this.
his wife for everything.
Who have we got running? We've got ScoMo and Elbow. It's almost like
Elbow.
it's a darts competition down at the local pub. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. I wanted to get that
We've
off my
gone
chest.
straight. We've gone straight to the bottom of the barrel straight
We've-
away.
Straight
There's not
away.
even apples floating up the top.
Nah. So let's stick our arm out of the barrel and let's start again. Let's reload.
Why is Peter Pan always flying, Philip?
Why is he always flying?
Why is
'Cause-
Peter Pan
'cause
always flying?
Peter Pan can? I don't know why.
Because he never lands.
Jesus Christ.
You've even invoked our Holy Father and Savior.
I'm sorry. My God. That is just he never lands.
Why is Peter Pan always flying? Because he never lands.
Goodness me. Good one. I'll give you that. I'm gonna have to get my drink ready. I'm straight for the drink. And the worst,
Well, I did actually spill my tea, so it wasn't a joke.
the worst part is it's
I've overfilled my tea.
0. Oh, jeez, look at that. Look how full that is. What? No kombucha? I ran out of kombucha
As
well.
my donut.
I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Well, I should hope so.
Moving on. Moving on. What else you got?
As you know, I've been out and about.
Always. You know you're not.
So the situation seems to be as full as my tea.
Oh,
The
wow.
punnage just seems
Yep.
to be as full as my
Oh,
tea.
what have you come across?
So, Philip, I found something close to your heart,
Yesterday. Oh,
right? So,
what is that?
if you happen to be going for Brunswick,
Brunswick, yeah?
there's a new movie coming out.
New movie.
It all seems to be,
Oh,
you know,
gosh.
but I think these guys were onto it well before the new movies coming out.
What new movie?
So
Is this
if
the
you're
oh
in Brunswick and you're a fan of fitness,
mm-hmm.
you could go
That's me.
to
Where we going?
Top Gym.
Top Gym Brunswick. Oh jeez, look at that. They've gone and ripped off Top Gym. Oh.
I'm highlighting the issues of a copyright in this week's For Two Dads
Is it?
podcast.
Can you actually
That's
do
got to
that?
be.
That's gotta
There
be.
has to be. Yeah, there has to be something. I mean, but I guess
Surely.
the rules for copyright is really for 10%. If you can be deemed as
I mean, I think that's all right because
10% away.
that's certainly not a jet fighter. That more looks like Virgin Flight 730 to Sydney.
No, but if you look at for this one, for example. they've even gone
Oh,
out
okay.
for,
Now we're getting
like,
close. Jeez, yeah, that's Tom
Maverick.
Cruise-ish. Yeah, that's Tom Cruise-ish.
That's your
So you're saying
impersonator.
because they've gone all out, haven't they? Top
Yeah.
Gym.
Yeah.
It's Tops Gym, mate. It's Tops. Where was this? Brunswick. It's Tops.
In
mate.
Brunswick, mate. In Brunswick.
Fitness entertainment. What are this?
It's- then they're not
Interesting.
not advertising for CrossFit.
No.
But
There
as you can
go.
see, every second one has the aviators on
Of course.
and the
Well,
flak jacket. So
It's it's all Top Gym.
you're skating the realms of
There you go.
So if you're in
Again,
Brunswick, go to Top Gym.
Punnage knows no bounds. Even in the world of fitness, you can pun away.
Speaking of advertising, dodgy.
Oh, God. What have you seen now?
I mean, I don't know.
Electricity bill. You can't beat electricity bill.
Yeah, but he's not trying to rip anyone off. You know, he's his own.
And up
His
shit-
name is Bill,
well, up
and he's
shit creek.
an electrician. He's an electrician.
That's true.
But I don't know what these people's excuse because it's Mr. and Mrs. Pizza.
They've just gone, you know what, bugger it. Everyone's done the pun on the pizza joints.
I drove past this in Knox the other day.
Is it Knox?
Yeah.
Is it? Is that the stripper shops
Complete
across the road
rip-off
from?
of Pac-Man.
It is. I just noticed them.
And how did L's
Al's
obviously
place got the-
L's pizza place?
Oh, Al's
turn
back.
into Mrs. and Mrs. Pizza.
But it says Al's back at Al's place as Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah,
Pizza.
but,
So
but
Al's
it
come
has
back.
the pizza in between the L's and
Oh.
place. So I'm assuming
Al's Pizza
L's
Place?
Pizza Place
Oh,
as
look at
Mr.
that.
and Mrs. Pizza.
Look at
I
that.
mean,
They use a picture as a pun.
Make up your mind, people.
It's very confusing.
Like
So,
how
What do you
long
look
is the
for?
menu thing?
what do you search
Hello,
for on
L's
Uber?
Pizza Place as Mrs. Pizza.
That's
Very confusing.
there you go, Mr. and Mrs. Pizza. Al's
You're not.
Pizza Place. But that's the pun. The pun there is the pizza being the
And the
picture
Pac-Man
and not-
ripoff. The Pac-Man ripoff.
Pac-Man ripoff as well.
The sign in the window, like obviously you can't see it because
Mm-hmm.
we've been failed by the technology yet again. But in the window, they've got
They often are.
a huge a Pac-Man eating the
Oh,
pizza.
That's what it is. That's the graphic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So
Well, there you go.
skirting the laws for copyright.
Yeah.
And I found another one
Oh,
again.
yes.
I do actually have a prop. It's in. I didn't have to go far.
Oh,
In my kitchen.
in your kitchen.
Yep. My Shakira, she buys some regular items from a health food shop, Whole
Mhm.
Foods.
Mhm.
Let's not get started. So
What-
I was
well,
making
I'm not
some
opening
toast this morning,
that. Yeah, I can. I'm not opening it. Just put it
and
this
I
way.
thought, yeah, well, the bread makes sense because it's a no-brainer.
Smart food. No grains. No grainer. Paleo mixed
Oh.
seed loaf. So
Yep.
hang on a second. There's
It's a
no.
no-brainer.
So wheat is a grain. Doesn't exist in this loaf. It's just using grain. It's using seed.
Seeds.
So you're basically eating bird food.
Yep.
Is that what it is?
The more now I stand in front of it, I'm standing in front of it. I'm just gonna go get to the side.
Look at that.
There,
No
well,
grainer.
it's- Bill, stop asking questions. It's
Sorry.
a no-brainer,
Sorry. Well, that's right. Yep. It's a no
and
grainer.
it's probably like $18 a loaf.
It's
So,
about that big.
yeah,
Goodness
it's
me.
artisanal loaf, but it's all full of goodness, obviously,
All full of seeds only.
and it's a no-brainer.
It's a no
All
grainer.
seed,
There
all
you go.
seed, and no pun.
But it's it's clever. That is a clever pun when you think about it, because it is a no grainer.
It's a no-brainer.
Great. It's everywhere. Knows no bounds. I think we're proving this point weekly. After 26 episodes, we're proving it.
And it's not the only one of the no-brainer products as well. So
Oh,
this
there's
has
others?
been in and out of the
Oh.
kitchen for quite some time, and
Oh,
I've just
okay.
never,
Oh, there
it's
you go.
never,
Hasn't clicked
clicked.
until the universe slapped you across the face. Will Smith
That's
style.
it.
Bang.
With a 5 finger say to the face.
Slap. Slapgate. It's still going.
Oh,
Still going.
yeah, I know. We just can't be the perpetuators of it anymore.
No.
We got to put
Leave
it to
it at
bed.
that. Move on.
So was driving past St Kilda, a lovely suburb in Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who don't live or haven't heard of or don't live near Melbourne or have ever
Mhm.
been to Melbourne, St
Yep.
Kilda is a part of the waterfront.
Yes.
They're very
Yeah, it's got
well known amongst.
cafe culture,
Yeah,
restaurant culture. Beautiful place. Yep. In the marina.
and
pubs.
now even for politics.
Oh wow. Here we go. Having a dig at.
Philip, you're gonna have to unpack that,
Oh,
especially
so
for the
what
Spotify.
if you are on
people,
Spotify and you're listening, first
while
off,
I
thank you for joining
gingerly
us. on
sip
Spotify.
my tea.
Thank you for joining us on Spotify. By all means, come on over to the channel so you get to see because for once, the technology hasn't let us down. It's captured this perfectly. So we have here one of those truck billboards, and on it is Winnie the Pooh. I mean, not Winnie the Pooh. Is President Xi Jinping.
Xi Jinping.
And it's the Chinese flag. It's him putting a vote in that says Labor ballot, and it says CCP says vote Labor. So clearly, this has either come from the Libs or anyone but the Labor Party. Clearly, wouldn't be the Greens. Greens haven't got budget for this sort of stuff. It's probably someone who extracts minerals out of the ground is able to have a lot of money in doing something like this. Is my guess.
Well, the Liberal Party made a dig at the Labor Party leader, saying that he was the pick for the Chinese.
Oh, so you think it might be Liberal Party and not?
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah,
Liberal Party wasn't the UAP.
Liberal Party.
No, they just like putting a lot of ads on TV. 10-second ads.
So,
cheap option.
My question as I drove past was who authorized this? Because it doesn't say. It seems a bit.
I know. It's amazing, isn't it? How you can get away with
put it on the same as the egging of.
Well, yeah,
of politician,
it is. It is, and this would be an actual political party.
Low-hanging fruit.
Yeah. No, and that's what it is. That's what the picture of. So, Liberal Party, UAP. Who knows? It's definitely not the Labor Party doing it, unless they're using that Jedi mind trick stuff. You never know. Could be doing that.
And once again, Phil.
Yes.
My Shakira was in the car, and I said, "Oh, take a photo."
Oh, another one of those situations.
Quick.
What was the photo?
Take a photo. So, for those of us that remember the TV show, one of the TV shows from our childhood.
Oh, which one?
The Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh yeah, them Duke boys.
What would happen
generally? Yep.
If you were a great fan of the Dukes of Hazzard?
Yeah.
And you were getting older in your years.
Yep.
But you still wanted to express your love for the Dukes of Hazzard.
You didn't take a photo of someone in cut-off jeans, did you? That you shouldn't have taken. That should be wearing them, and then maybe no.
Well, I think you have.
And there he is again, our Lord and Savior.
Invoking our Lord and Savior.
Sorry.
I think you must have for cataracts. If this looks like the general I'm just going to let you...
Is that a Mopar sticker on the back?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
And he's got...
He's gone from the General Lee to the General Jeep.
Oh, I'm so glad you can read that. That's exactly what it says on the side sticker. On the bonnet.
No way.
The General Jeep. I swear on the lives of my children.
Oh my god!
That this man has put the General Jeep on the side.
That's custom. Is that custom? He's put. Oh my.
How much effort have you taken?
Why?
For exactly that. For every single person that drives past you.
Wow.
Just asking the one question.
Why?
Why have you done something that never needed to be done? And this guy was driving 80 on the freeway.
He wanted to make sure everyone saw him.
You know how much I had to slow down and change lanes in order for my Shakira to take a photo? And we're on the freeway. He's going so slow.
Well, he's strutting. He's strutting so everyone sees the General Jeep.
The General Jeep. If you somehow happen to listen, stop it right now. Go out to your car, remove it.
I love how he's got a
bad
Mopar
enough.
Sticker.
You have a Jeep.
The Mopar stickers would go.
Yeah, and all the other stickers on the back are all this
is
stuff.
That a standard? Is that a factory color? Not that we're making this into a car podcast. We're not turning this into a car podcast, but
it's a factory color. So 1GT61Q.
Can you please
stop it right now?
That rubbish. Can you? Yeah. All this festoon stuff. Get rid of it.
No, it's not festooned. It's just. This is what I call the vehicular version of you making a bad situation worse. Yeah. Because it already is not. Yeah,
it's not an attractive car.
You've gone wrong already. And plus,
it's
he
opens the doors to get in? Do you reckon he jumped through the window?
There's no way this guy, if you saw him, there's no way he would
You
have
just see his little legs
the
out
ability.
the window.
Yeah, his little, hey.
Mate, take a photo of that. That's what I want to see. Look at that.
Oh.
Unbelievable. So yeah, for Spotify listeners, it's a picture of a Jeep. Looks like a new Jeep. It's a red color.
Well, it's not
I
a
don't know.
new.
It's not new, but it's a Jeep, and what they've done is
it's a CJ.
he's dressed it
Sorry,
up as
Phil, you would know what that is. But
man.
it's a CJ.
Clean and jerk in CrossFit terms is what a CJ is. So, but
Well,
not in
he
the
got the
motor
last
vehicle
part right.
industry. Jerk. So for Spotify listeners, it's a Jeep, red Jeep, and he's put stickers on it to make it look like the General Lee. The General Lee being from the Dukes of Hazzard, which the General Lee was an orange car, for starters.
For starters, the General Lee
It was also
was a Charger,
was a Charger as well.
not a Jeep. A Jeep is not a Mopar.
Anyway,
Like this model Jeep is not a Mopar.
no. So that's what it is.
I'd just like to put that. Well, not anyway. It's not the Two Dads.
It's not
Car
a Two-Dads
show.
car show, but we're getting there.
Sorry,
We're slowly getting
No,
there.
no.
Don't worry. This is how conversion happens.
I do apologize. But that was just
Oh,
so many things that's wrong with this world, and this man has just invoked.
what are we
one
doing?
of many.
Episode 26. What are you going to hit us with? Save the rest for later. We've got to...
No, I still got.
Oh, you got some more.
I
Hey,
told you, my
I'm
cup
off.
runneth over.
I know, but the timer runneth over too.
I've got to get this off my chest.
All right. Get
All
it off
right,
your chest.
I'm sorry. I've got to get this off my chest.
Taking you
It's
20
Friday.
20 minutes into it. Let's go.
I apologize in advance.
It was 2 hours the last episode.
But seriously, people,
What's going on? Yeah. Oh, that's
now,
perfect.
come on. Come on.
That's
This
great.
wonderful man wearing
Great.
full long pants and sandals. I had to wait while he parked his van this way and just look at it.
Look at
Come
that.
on.
So
And he closed the door and walked off. I'll let Phil stop. I'll let Phil stop laughing.
That's gold. So if you're on Spotify, please, if you're on Spotify, just stop and come to YouTube and start from the beginning because these episodes are cracker. A gentleman is parked in a Toyota, looks like a Toyota shuttle or something like that. I don't know. What
No,
you call it.
it's a Hi-Ace van.
Whatever the bloody hell it
A
is. It's
white
a van.
Hi-Ace van.
I used to call these shuttles back in the day.
And he
It's
and
annoying.
he went in and out 3 times.
So he tried to park straight.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. I thought he just was in a rush. He tried to park straight.
And he was walking away from me in front. I was still in the car. Like,
Maybe.
how can
maybe-
you walk away
maybe-
from that thinking,
Did
yeah,
he have glasses
no
on?
worries?
Did he have glasses on?
No. No.
Maybe he's screwed
All
through
I
his-
saw
his
was the
sneakers.
long formal pants and sandals,
Right. Wow.
which is another one of
Now
my
imagine, so he just thinks
another one of my irritations.
Do you reckon that's
With
illegal,
socks and
isn't it?
thongs.
Is that illegal? Is that considered
Well,
illegal? Is that just considered?
Well, you're not in the you're not in the
Inconsiderate.
bay.
God,
So
that would
just-
drive me nuts. That would.
Yeah.
I'm deadlifting training, so I can deadlift that car on its side. That's what I would be trying to do right now.
It's just I couldn't help but I have to take a photo because
Oh,
it's
man,
just
that's. I mean, I've
how
seen
can
some bad
you
cars.
walk away?
No, well,
And can you
look at this-
imagine? Yeah, can you imagine if you were the person to be parked right next to you? You would be upset because you're
How
like,
would you? Could you get out? I think that's another.
no, well, he didn't have to care because he's hopped out the driver's seat, so he doesn't.
Mm.
So he doesn't care about the person on the other side.
I think
But
that just epitomizes, unfortunately,
Along with
A
the
s-
amount
a
of
segment-
Camrys that have
of our society that
Had
just
the
goes,
box.
I don't care. I'm good.
I'm fine.
Forget about it.
I'm fine.
Unbelievable.
And I saw this the other day as well.
What,
This
what have you
was-
seen? Man, you're full of the tech today.
Another
You're
one.
gonna
I
be
know,
photos
I
you're
know.
taking.
It's just, and this is all just like random stuff in the last hour or two. I need some explanation. You're gonna have to.
But we've got a sticker on the rear of a caddy, which is a VW. I know that.
That's right.
VW
Good
Caddy,
man,
which
good
I love the
man.
Caddy. I would actually drive a Caddy.
Yep.
They're a good car. The sticker says less honkin', more tonkin.
I have no idea what that is about.
Yeah, I think tonkin might be,
It's not for Lord of the Rings.
bit of.
Okay.
Are you following me now?
Yeah.
It's more tonkin.
I looked at it and I thought,
That's what it is. Less
I
honkin',
don't
more
know.
tonkin.
I don't know what you're trying to say, bro.
Plenty of room in the back of the Caddy. Just saying. Just saying.
So we've stoved up our anger enough now.
Oh, have we? I've been laughing up until now. Oh, let's go.
We are festooned.
Oh,
with
we're
puns.
festooned with anger and disappointment. Who are we unleashing on today? 26.
Episode number 26, which again, every episode I always think to myself, I never thought we'd get here, but
Here we are.
Here we are.
Here
Episode
we be.
26. I am calling March into the Right! Exclamation mark.
Oh. March.
You may want to write that down.
I'm writing that down. March into.
So March -in 2 TOO.
Oh, you want it like that. March. Jeez. TOO. Everything's TOO. 2.
Sorry, everyone. We're just having a production meeting in the middle of the.
Yeah, sorry about that. Well, because we don't organize these podcasts. It happens as we record it. That's when everything unfolds. We don't go, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to do? How do that joke? That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen, folks. This is all.
Nope.
It just rolls. We just roll with it. March to the right.
March in.
March
to the right.
March in to the right. You love your exclamation marks, don't you? I think we've got a whole.
The very poignant hook at the top of the show.
Yep.
With the politician Craig Kelly.
Oh, Mr. Kelly.
Being heckled and having eggs thrown at him.
Yep.
Being called an anti-Semite.
Yep. Oh, so did I hit the nail on the head? Oh, geez.
Hit the nail on the head. See?
Feel.
We've been friends for too long.
Too long. We have. Well, we have. That's a fact. It just goes to show what happens when you're friends for too long.
Each other's talk. Yeah. And then all of a sudden your hand is on my donut. So I don't know.
Well, there we go.
What's going on? So I brought this up because I did some research. Yeah. Not on Facebook. But
well, then it can't be real.
Yeah, we have done a show already about as I mentioned earlier about the left, all the cancel culture, the overrepresentation for minorities, all this sort of affirmative action, the feels that it creates amongst our society. Is forcing the bigotry into hiding.
Yep.
The far right is something we need to be alert. We need to be alert. Maybe not alarmed as such as yet, but we certainly need to be alert because it's here.
On our doorstep, absolutely.
Their headquarters is in Knox.
Yeah.
The National Socialists, as they're called.
Okay.
Their headquarters is in Knox.
Okay.
For some reason, they've chosen the beloved holiday place of all people in our state, which most people including ourselves, we've been to the Grampians.
Yep.
They like having their Aryan brotherhood get-togethers up in the Grampians.
That's where they meet. Yep.
And that's, I find, very odd and strange. Why the Grampians? You'd think if their headquarters is in Knox, they would Go,
Johnny Knox. But well, depends whether
they
they've
would
got party
go up to the
members located.
Dandenongs. It's closer.
Well, maybe, but depends whether they've got party members.
Why the Grampians?
They might have party members out in the northwestern region of the state. That's possible. Just makes it easier to meet.
I mean, obviously, we're
you know,
not here. We're not here
know.
for judging.
No, well, that's what they choose
But
to meet. That's what they meet.
We live in a free society where you're allowed
Mhm.
to express your opinions.
Yep. Absolutely, it's part of the
but
democratic process. As long
I
as you're
cannot
responsible
understand.
and accountable for what you say.
That's right.
Mhm.
So the whole reason why we had the earlier show in our series of a podcast about the left, because it's not that we have an issue for
Mhm.
minorities having a voice, but
Nope.
it's by having for the council for culture and the affirmative action, you are forcing the platform of these far right people
Mhm. Yep.
to some kind of underground where they feed on this sort of ideology because they have this ethos of that they are under threat.
Yeah, their way
Um,
of living, thinking is being attacked.
Yeah.
Of what they see as normal.
Yeah,
What
and
believe
they
should
and
be-
they see themselves as a minority, and they need to
Mhm.
express their rights.
Mhm. Yep.
As the I can't even say it with a straight face, as the superior race,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
which somehow seems to be 80 to 90% white men.
I mean,
And they're
humans are the
also
superior race, right?
Yeah, and their stance on all forms of sort of homosexuality as well was also fairly strong, as well as
Yes,
being all sort of
many things.
anti-Semitic, idolizing Hitler
Mhm.
and his ideology.
Mhm.
But not since the anti-vaxxers, which I'll only say once, so they don't get switched off,
No.
has there been a more flawed set of ideology ever?
Well, it's a lot of questions.
I think.
There's a lot of questions about what their ideology is. I just don't feel that there's any substance in their answers. Nothing to sort of say, oh, yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. It's just almost...
I don't see how any of it actually
a
makes
lot of
sense.
No, it doesn't. A lot of the answers that are given, you could answer in one word of just because. Personally, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Some of the answers that you get from why they have this ideology, why they see themselves as the superior race.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like there isn't a logical answer that they can give that is based on common sense.
It's just anger.
That's all it is. It's just...
And anger for what? Like,
I don't know.
there is no way that and they're also asking for their own state inside Australia.
Their own state.
How is that going to work? A bunch of white racist men.
They just have their own section
in their own state. So, firstly, they wouldn't last more than 50 years because there'd be no women there. So
there's no women.
Well, there's hardly any women in the movement.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe there are.
Well, this is one of the things that one of their leaders said, is that we have to get more of the women involved because we're losing more of the brothers because their wives are saying to them, "Oh, you better not be going off to that for Nazi meeting." So the ridicule of their wives is what's stopping them staying in this white supremacist,
I mean, is it
for Nazi ideology?
Do we call it what it is? Is it a gang? Is that what it is? Is it what?
Well, they're very serious into fitness.
Okay.
And they're very much
into many people
being sort of insular in all the ideology. No, but this is specifically
is it a sect?
Because they believe they are they will be, or we will be involved in a race war where they will win because they're the more organized. This is so ridiculous. If there ever was a race war, it's already gone. Like
there's not going to be. Okay.
It's not like all the rest of us are already on the finish line. We're already on some other track. Like the race was a long time ago. It's run and won.
I agree, but do they have any political? I mean, they have political representation, or is that what they're trying to get?
Well, obviously, we're going to go straight for one nation.
Yeah.
Right. So for those who
one nation
live in Australia, one nation. See, even after you say it, you laugh
because one nation would indicate anyone and everyone together being as one, whereas their interpretation is one nation being just this group of people, and the rest aren't. They shouldn't be part of that. Which it's just
Now,
bizarre.
Again, we also spoke about this on our last show. Australia is a nation founded on immigrants. Like it's
100%.
Literally,
if
you're not Indigenous, you're an immigrant.
All of us.
So, what kind of ideology are you trying to run?
When I say all of us that come from an immigrant background, whereas the Indigenous, they are the true Australians as far as,
Yeah, they were the ones that were here in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like the bloke Ed didn't find Ayers Rock. It was just the first official tourist to stumble across it, right? That's what we're talking about. So
and thought that now that he's seen it, it exists.
Exactly. I found it. Never mind the other people that hang around here for 40
years. Like, just move so we can have the painting. Because obviously he's not going to have a photo at that time.
No, that's right. But exactly what you're saying. It is. We're founded.
They're standing in front of it with his hat.
We're founded on, convict immigrants. That's the start of it. But then everyone else that's come out over the decades.
Yeah, and also I found out that the Internal Intelligence Agency of Australia, which is called ASIO, are spending 50% of the budget that they have for internal affairs is spent on these far-right supremacists.
Well, that's
because
a homegrown threat.
It's that homegrown threat,
They're, in all honesty, they're more of a threat than any other country trying to come in here and do anything to us.
So why are we spending 50%? All the billions for the submarines, the missiles, and all that when we should be? These people are the ones that should be on for Manus Island.
Yeah, well,
let them go there, and they can organize themselves.
Yeah, it is. I think the last couple of years has really brought. I guess
it's been enhanced by COVID.
It has been enhanced by the CoCo. Absolutely.
All that isolationism.
Yeah, it has been because of what governments did.
Algorithms.
Algorithms being one, and the actions that governments took in order to navigate through that tough period and making really tough decisions. They come across as clearly anti-government. So autocratic would be how I would see it. I don't see it as they insist on having their democratic right, but they have an autocratic stance, which that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you insist on having your own rights because your opinion should be allowed, but you don't want anyone else to have that opinion. Right. I just don't understand your platform is on less rights for women. Certainly for less rights for anyone else that's a minority.
Yeah.
Even though you are the one that is the minority.
It's bizarre. You
believe that your voice should be overheard amongst everyone else.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't understand. Saying that sentence then, I had to double check in my head, did I say it right? Because it didn't sound right, but it was right.
Like, I'm trying not to mention their name because I don't want to...
No. We don't have to mention names.
Give them any...
No. We don't have to mention names. And look, this is part of living in a society.
It's the reason why we're kind of going around,
I know. But you're always going to have
the circle.
You're going to have this in any society. I mean, it's just part of being. It's part of society. You're always going to have these minority groups, and I guess being mindful of it, yes, but like you said, march into the right, meaning I get
Yeah,
that
because
going to be
this anti-government,
yeah.
anti-establishment, we need to be more focused on the center, I believe.
Hmm.
There's all politics are kind of painted as where they sit on that scale in between left and right.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, and the more far you go to either side,
Yeah,
the more outlandish and
yeah.
just unreasonable.
Well, the more further away actually you get to democracies, I think. Anyway, I think democracy is finding that balance in the
Center,
middle,
yeah,
right?
it's
Like
finding
you
the
said,
balance for everyone. Yeah,
find the balance for everyone. And now, it's hard to get that balance right because there's so many people and there's, so it's particularly in Australia, so many cultures, backgrounds, beliefs, all sorts of things. It's not impossible. It's not impossible to reach.
no, but it's a
But
wonderful thing because this country is a melting pot.
yeah, and that's what makes
It
us
is,
an
and that's what
amazing
makes us
country.
strong. Yeah,
Exactly. That's what makes us real
and
strong.
I think of all these for the secret, short white men that are hiding out somewhere with their little flags
What
and
they
the
do, it
armband.
just, it,
They spray paint a wall somewhere, then they go at night in their masks and stand in front of the painting, and they take like how we remember school photos where the whole class
really?
is standing. Yeah, yeah. But this is
Are
all in
these are
secret
these
and
men?
in hiding.
Are
These
these?
are they
Just
hiding their
want to say,
faces, hiding their,
if
and they think
they're
somehow
not,
that this is kind of
now not that I condone this, but if they have this
yeah,
pride of what they believe in, why are they hiding?
march.
What,
Yeah, go and
what
then
are they hiding?
go march in the street and see how far you get.
Well, you
And
look
then
at
when all your workmates or the people that you go to school with say, "Oh, there's Fred. What's Fred doing there with that red
yeah,
armband and the swastika on it?"
yeah, I think that's what it
Stand up for
is.
your
That
beliefs then, out
and
in the open.
well, I don't want to. This is a very long bow, but I think
Yeah.
there's some similarities as far as standing up for who you are and being proud of yourself. The LGBTQ society, community, they've done that, and so they should. They've marched and they're proud of who they are, and from that, there's a lot of acceptance in society. 100%, I feel,
If
but at
you're
least they're
hiding
not
behind a
hiding.
mask,
But they're not hiding.
if you're hiding behind a mask,
Yeah, you're
anything
not
that you're trying to say is
exactly.
completely there's
Exactly.
no it's not holding water.
Exactly. And that's the comparison. That's why I said
Yeah.
I'd prefaced it with it's a long bow, but I think there is some merit to that
Yeah.
particular example that I gave that, they're proud of it. They not hiding behind anything, standing up and being part of society, which tick, good on them. Whereas doing things at night in
Secret groups
secret groups, or whatever it is,
Facebook
or
or
telegrams, another
your
one they
favorite one.
use.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Telegram, seriously.
That's the one that they love. They have all their little
I think that's just the magnet
groups.
for. I think you got to question if you're on Telegram. You got to question what is going on in that particular. I think it draws a particular flavor of person. I don't
Yeah,
know how to put it
I'm
nicely.
I'm glad you chose flavor.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there you go.
There's many other words.
Well, I was trying to be. We're here. We
Yeah,
try
yeah.
to. It's
No,
a love
but
letter of
it's
common
true.
sense. You know what it is? It's a certain flavor of people.
Yeah, and we're
Um,
sending a love letter of common sense to your local white supremacist.
mm, I know. It's just,
Just forget it,
I
mate.
just feel like that,
Just forget
for
it.
that to be here and to still know that exists, I just feel like, why are you taking us so far back?
Yeah,
Because humans have evolved and society and communities have evolved. And that evolution has always been about, living peacefully,
yeah.
living in cohesively and being kind. And what is the, what is the attraction of trying to send us back?
Hate. What
Centuries.
what is the
Yeah.
attraction
I don't understand.
of just furthering hate?
Yeah, I don't
I just
understand.
I don't understand why
But
are you
again,
so angry?
it comes down
What's
to
the difference?
I don't know. I don't understand. But again, it comes down to something you mentioned earlier about algorithms. And
Yeah.
while we have the algorithms on Facebook, we have what is the centuries old algorithm of someone standing up saying the same thing over and over again until it just washes over, and it starts to become what you hear and what you believe.
Yeah.
And that's the why what you hear, what you believe. That's the
And if
the
you're
ancient algorithm.
weak-minded
That's the ancient algorithm, right?
or vulnerable, like they seem to be recruiting young men like 17, 16 that are just kind of on the threshold of actually finding out who they are,
Well,
and they feed
could be
them all this.
could be that. It could be giving them a sense of belonging to something, a
Well, this
brotherhood.
is it.
We'll look out for you.
Yeah. So these men feel like now they have
They're
a
no different.
sense of purpose.
Sorry, they're no different to ISIS in my eyes. They're recruiting
Exactly, no,
for the purpose.
exactly the same.
You know what I'm
Exactly
saying?
the same.
They're no
Same
different,
method.
and that's what I'm
Same.
saying.
It's same
homegrown.
ideology, really.
It's homegrown
Just with
terrorism.
another label.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
homegrown terrorism. Full stop. That's what it is, and that's the reason why you got ASIO spending 50% of their budget, which wouldn't be
Yeah.
a small budget. I'll tell you right now, it'd be
It's
a big
our
budget.
money.
Taxpayers' money. That's right. So
It's like if you identify yourself as a white supremacist, here's a one-way plane ticket for Manus Island. Swap.
I don't know. Forget. Well.
Swap over with some of the
With some people that actually
asylum
want
seekers,
to.
and then you have your own place up there.
Well, that's right.
Can you
have
imagine
your
how
own
long
state.
they'd last
There's
as a
no state.
civilization? Yeah, yeah.
It's our own
You got your
state.
own state up there. Can you imagine how long they'd last as a civilization?
Oh, well, don't know, but it would mean that we'd have people that want to come into this country and contribute to our society positively instead.
But I must reiterate the one thing that stood out the most with the research that I did
Mhm.
is in Australia,
Yeah.
the unraveling of white supremacists are wives and children.
Yeah.
This is the threat.
Yeah, man. Hey,
The threat for the movement
women
is
rule the world, man.
wives of the brothers.
Women. Yeah, women. People. Some men underestimate. They think, "Oh, men rule the world because they're the CEOs." Man, women.
Rule the world.
They rule, and they always have. And I think people don't. Some men don't realize that.
Yeah, you're fooling yourself.
If
you somehow think
it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing
that you're the
Yeah, more
one
of
that
them.
has that has the power, that is steering the ship,
Yeah,
you
Yeah.
are greatly mistaken, my
we
friend.
need more women in important positions of power. I'll tell you right now.
100%.
Our country being one. I'm serious.
Everywhere, the boardroom, everything.
I'm just
I
waiting.
100% agree.
I'm just waiting. I'm
Having
waiting
had the
for day we
experience
have
of
a
both.
candidate. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In the professional life, having the
Yeah.
experience of both.
Yep.
I would 100% agree.
Yeah, but you're right. It's so what we're seeing here is members of such groups being, I guess, subjected to, I won't say ridicule, but questioning from their wives.
It'll be, yeah. Sorry, Mick, I won't be able to make that flag burning and of the crossbow. I unfortunately I can't find my hood because my wife, she did the washing, and now so sorry, I can't make this is the undoing of the Aryan nation. Are the wives and the children, because their wife is saying to them,
yeah,
now Stephen, I hope you're not going to that.
And this is, I think, the reason why it's always stayed as a minority group.
The Nazi barbecue.
It's always, look, that minority group has been around for centuries. I mean, the KKK is, I think everyone knows.
Remember the Dave Chappelle sketch?
Oh man, I do. Of course I do. It was great. It was great.
Explain it in a nice way. And
oh no, you do it.
We're gonna say.
No, you explain it. You explain it. You brought it up. You explain it.
So, what? there's always an undertone for ridicule when it comes to so-called white supremacists, especially the KKK.
Yes.
Because as we said, the ideology is just so unbelievably flawed.
Oh, mate, you can't make any logical sense out of it.
Yeah.
You really can't. It's why we struggle.
There's a sketch from Dave Chappelle where
All-time
one
favorite
of the
comedian.
most
Mm.
popular leaders
Mhm.
in the Klan is actually black, but he's blind, so he doesn't know he's black. And he's got his friend that has helped him the whole time.
Oh.
He's the only one that actually knows that he's black. And then the whole sketch is like they've been interviewed by a show, and it's all about
they're all done up. They're all done up.
and he's screaming all these things about all the other races staying up there, all the other white people going, yeah, they all absolutely adore him because he's so powerful in the movement.
Yeah.
And then towards the end of the sketch, he's getting so enraged as he's screaming, he takes off his hood when he's screaming.
Exposing.
And they all see he's black and they all start feeling sick and getting upset. It's just
It's brilliant. It's classic Dave Chappelle, right?
yeah.
It's just brilliant. But I mean, that's the thing, right? It goes back to that all it being a skit and it's, making lighthearted, making a joke out of it. The algorithm of that messaging and saying that with conviction and belief has spread. I mean, because it's still around, right? This particular.
But the problem with all the power and the rising of the left is that it has forced all these people on the right more underground and feeling more in the corner, more
they're oppressed,
more marginalized. They're oppressed.
Yeah,
when they're not, they're just ignorant.
Well,
maybe that's another line for the merch. You're not oppressed, you're just ignorant.
Maybe. Stay tuned for the merch, people. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. Tell you what.
But it's true now.
Yeah.
With the rise of the left, it has forced all the right wing people underground into a situation of for marginalization, which maybe in the past wasn't as such, because these people would have felt as if they can march down the street.
Yeah. Whereas now it's a second thought. It's like, well,
I don't want anyone to see my face.
Yeah, I don't want people to know.
Because I still got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. It's almost like it's like Fight Club. What's the first rule of Fight Club? You don't talk about Fight Club, right?
And
it is.
And for one of the guys that's I think like the second in charge of the movement that has the headquarters in Knox, which is one of the suburbs in Melbourne.
Yep.
He was the head of security for Crown.
Oh, there you go. So
for the casino. So in the 60 Minutes expose, at the end of it, they had all their faces and all their occupations for each one that they found on a hidden camera. Yeah. I'm just like, can you imagine you're watching that and you go, isn't that Mick?
That's what I'm saying. It's.
I brought him some falafels. I made them myself. I didn't know if Mick was a Nazi.
All I can say is that ASIO are on it. Don't worry. It's if anything, that is provides a source of comfort to me anyway, to know that ASIO are all over this, and trust me, if they're using 50% of the budget, They know names. They know people. They know addresses. They know
they're monitoring people.
movements.
Yeah.
It's just monitoring, and then
They have done raids, and they did raid the headquarters in Knox.
yeah. So they're doing what they
And
need to do in
they
order to
arrested a
protect.
few of them, yeah.
Yeah, that's right, and that's given whatever chatter is occurring. But I guess what this highlights is there's always been this thought that the terrorist threat will come from outside of Australia. Unfortunately, our biggest threat is right here on our shores.
Well, have a look what happened across the ditch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
He was an Australian. Well,
That's
he's
right.
an Australian.
He's an Australian. That's
Exactly. He shot all those
went into a mosque and just went
poor innocent people at a mosque,
just people
minding their own business.
Yeah,
And that's what that ideology being in that circle of the ideology of the algorithms and of that just hatred. I just don't understand, why is it more of a choice to hate people rather than just thinking,
be kind.
I'm going to go get some beef and black bean on Tuesday.
Or maybe just some
I'm going to go get
bread and make myself
no grainer or whatever, I'll go to my local Iraqi joint.
It's a lot of effort. It takes a lot of effort.
So much effort just to hate people that you don't know.
It takes a lot of effort. And just to live that way, it's just, well, hey, unfortunately, they say history repeats itself. We've seen it with Hitler.
Yep.
We've seen it with that Australian, and that's when you hear stuff like that, that's where you feel shame as an Australian. I mean, not that we're at fault, but to think that
no, but you still feel
yeah,
because he is an Australian.
How would an Australian do that?
We just don't have, like, I've been most places across the country, as have you.
Yep.
Have you ever managed to meet someone who just wasn't friendly and happy to see you?
No,
I can't say that I really have.
Thanks, mate. I mean, it's not like New York City. Jeez, if I could show you a clip that I found from New York City, I'll send it to you later. I watched and I thought, this is going to be staged, and it is not staged. So I get your point. Yeah. Particularly as you go out of the city as well. Once you go into to the regional areas, everyone's g'day, mate. How you going?
The floods, the fires has been a huge thing where you help your mate, your neighbour. You're going
human. We're human at the end of the day. We've all got 2 arms, legs.
No one has time for this, for all this amount of hatred.
I know, but it's like you said, with the left coming in strong and a lot stronger, it's having this
marginalised people in the right.
It's causing an effect. The yin and yang, man. It's the yin and yang, unfortunately.
Whereas we should all be heading towards the centre.
Well, the yin and yang, if you get it right, gives you that balance. So, just luckily, with yin and yang, the more yin you only have a little yang. And the same.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little yang.
I was hoping you'd pick up on that. Anyway,
we're not trying to make light of it.
No. We're not.
In the world right now, we have all.
This is so much negative.
So much
negative.
Yeah, so much negative.
Not just from wars and stuff, but dudes slapping people on stage and
is becoming
cost of living going up. And cost of living going up, and people start to feel the pinch. It's just it's like we just can't catch a break in a way, but we can if
have
we
a little
just
laugh.
Create it. Yeah, if we.
So you just have to think about it. Just have a little laugh right before you go to bed, and you think of some.
You got to watch
some a neo-Nazi just trying to make excuses for his wife as to why he should go to his local chapter of the clan. Just laugh at the idiocy that has caused. But updates.
Tell us.
We're sending 20 Bushmasters.
We're sending them?
20.
Oh, 20 of them?
20 Bushmasters.
Wow. How do we send those?
Going for the comedian.
Do they go
on the Hercules?
They got them. They really?
4 fit in a Hercules, and then it goes.
So we're going to send 5 Hercules over?
Yeah.
We've got 5? We've got 5 of those things?
Yeah,
they're big. They're big planes.
I love a Hercules.
How many tons is a Bushmaster?
11.4.
It's almost 50 tons worth, and it gets in.
Yeah.
How does it get? I don't understand how it gets in
It's
the
got
air. I can't.
ramps. It's got a ramp at the back.
No, I know that, but the actual plane gets in
The-
the air with 50 ton on
She's
it.
a big girl.
Oh,
Well, it has enough
yeah,
of a payload because they are made for cargo. So
that's true.
yeah.
It is. It's cargo. I get it. I get it.
I mean,
Well,
I'm
the front,
I'm
right?
sure I'm sure when they're going on the runway and trying to take off,
It's a big runway.
all the pilots will be sitting there putting the thrust forward.
And that house, that's built at the end of the
Yeah.
runway, just skims the TV antenna.
So, Phil, out of all the world's oceans,
Oh, yep.
or out of all the oceans in the world,
Or even
which is the most orientated for detail?
the.
Out of all the world's oceans,
Oh, I've got to think of my oceans
come on, man,
now.
you got to get this one. Out of all the world's oceans,
Is it the
which
Pacific
is the most...
Ocean?
Yes,
Yes!
Finally,
Yes!
the Pacific.
The Pacific. Got it. You beauty.
What is the most detail orientated?
The Pacific Ocean.
The Pacific.
Specific. Be Pacific, please. Got it.
Oh.
Nice. I'm happy. We can end it now. I've got one.
No.
What else he got?
So in this week,
Mhm.
we have Elon Musk, who now owns it for 90% of Twitter.
Oh, does he?
He's
Is he?
made a move. Yep.
Oh, right. Did he buy
He's-
Twitter?
Yeah. He for all
Does that
intents
mean he
and
gets to
purposes-
say who gets to stay on it, who gets to kick off, who he gets to? Does that what that mean?
Yep. Something like that.
Twitter. Isn't that interesting how he went Twitter and left Facebook and Instagram? Obviously, he doesn't see the
Well, it doesn't need
metaverse.
Facebook. Yeah.
I've never been a Twitter person. You're a Twitter person. You tweet.
Even though I don't do any social media at all, except
Yeah,
for
yeah,
that one
that's
thing.
what you do.
Yeah. But I'm not
I don't-
on it
I've
all
never
the time.
gone-
I just use it.
Yeah, I've never been on Twitter. I don't understand how it works, but anyway.
It's just short messages,
Okay.
really.
Okay. Like
And
text.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So he's bought 90%. He's 90% owner.
I think it's like 140
Characters.
for characters or
Can you
something
share?
like
I don't want to digress quick, but can you share photos? You can share photos, right? And video, and I think you can do all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's
that.
geez, that would have made him richer already,
Well,
right?
the shares went up by a huge amount straight away. So yeah,
There you
it
go.
all works out.
Good on him.
Vlad has
Oh.
been accused of war crimes. Now
So
they've
he
got real
should be.
proof. Yeah.
So he bloody well should be, if you ask me. That's a no-brainer and a
Yep.
no-grainer, if you ask me.
It's a no-brainer. That's
They're
for sure.
just, I know it's painful to watch, but they're just, sometimes you got to collect all the information and then whooshka, just strike.
But I don't know what they're going to do though, because
They'll think of something. They'll think of something. It'll make
it's
history.
like,
It's already
you know,
made history, but it'll
yeah.
make real history. Don't worry. I have faith in the justice system.
and Sri Lanka's in economic freefall. No one can buy rice or petrol.
Really, because of the
Yeah,
inflation.
Just for the
Yeah, see, it's happening.
from the ridiculous
terrible.
economic
That's terrible.
for real abuse that all the people in power have been doing.
Yeah, see, that's terrible.
You know, they have anyone that has held a seat in Parliament,
Mhm.
which only people that come from certain families
Because
can
there's
ascend.
no middle.
Yeah.
There's no middle class there, right? It's
Yeah.
just down here or up there. Yeah.
So everyone that's ever been in Parliament
Mhm.
receives a palace and staff for life,
What?
paid by the country.
Yeah, that's not sustainable. I wonder why.
This is just one example.
Oh my goodness. This
So
is
if
where
you were a member of
certain-
Parliament for 30 years ago, you still have a palace and staff. So you have a driver, you have, you know,
Not
it's
sustainable.
mind blowing.
It's just, I mean, it's bad enough that our pollies get some ridiculous
Free public transport.
all that, and what they get
For life.
paid as their own,
Yeah,
how much
yeah.
per year. Because
Yep.
seriously, that's bad enough. That's ridiculous. Yeah, see, that's half the problem.
Shanghai is in lockdown.
It is like as in we're not
That's the
talking,
population of Australia.
mate. We're not talking.
Lockdown.
When we say lockdown,
yeah,
we're talking lock down. Like
you
no
cannot
one's
leave your house.
You can't move.
Yeah,
No one's moving. Man, even the animals are in lockdown. There's nothing moving there. I'm serious. They're in dead set.
Winnie the Pooh doesn't
zero.
play.
You don't hear, no.
They have a zero tolerance.
Zero.
Is their way.
That's, jeez.
And
That's
this
scary.
is the power of communism.
That's scary. To know, well,
And you just don't have a choice.
Well, for them to take that action, it means that things are escalating, which I can understand.
Yep.
Because over there, big population, Shanghai, 27 mil in one city.
25. So
Was it 25?
that's what I said. It is the population of Australia.
Population.
Unable to leave the house.
All right, doesn't that put in perspective? If you've got a map, go to China on the map, have a look where it has the dot Shanghai, and just picture 25 million people in that dot, and then look at the map of Australia and know that there's 25 million people. We're not full, but we're across the whole. It's just bizarre. Anyway.
And you want to hang your local member because you can't go more than over 15 Ks.
Not even. But we haven't got any restrictions anymore.
Put it into perspective, people.
No. Just relax.
You could be living in China.
Yeah, well, exactly.
And another obscure thing which I found was for Charles Darwin.
Oh yeah.
We all know who Charles Darwin is.
Yes.
Now this is very
Do you know?
poignant because we were just speaking about how flawed the ideology of the far right is, along with the anti-vaxxers.
Yeah, it's like it started.
His diaries were stolen from Cambridge.
Oh, university.
A long time ago, and they have just recently just appeared.
But someone found them behind the couch, under the pillows.
This week, someone had left them in front of the library.
Really?
And they had a note like everything was still sealed in the box and all.
Sorry, it's overdue.
Please
so
they just decided to return his notes.
They returned those
randomly.
Notes. They returned those notes, but surely they kept the copy, 100%.
Well, they're from the lady from the library who was in tears.
Oh, because it came back.
She couldn't believe it. Yeah.
Wow.
And this was his theory for natural selection, which is very poignant because
yes, it is.
We have made the point of Charles Darwin's theories many times.
Many times. But that's an interesting thing that they return them. It would make you wonder.
Why now?
Well, number one, why now? Have they been in the area or in the country this whole time? Because it looks like...
All I saw the explanation was that
they
hard
were
extremely well for taking care of. So they were still all wrapped and sealed and everything else.
I reckon some student's taken them for an assignment. He's forgotten he's got them. Done the clean out. And he goes, oh, Jesus, I've still got these bloody books. I better take them back. It belonged to Charles. I'll just take them back. Hopefully they don't charge me a late fee. It's only been, how many years was it? 30 years?
So it's been like, I think it was like
more?
10 or more years.
I don't know. Well, there you go. Anywho.
What would you call?
I don't know. Tell me. What would I call?
What would you call?
Yes.
26 of letters that went for a swim. What would you call
alphabet soup?
26 letters that went for a swim.
Alphabet soup. I don't know.
You would call them for alphabetical.
You've got all Jim Carrey on me. Alphabetical. I loved it. Alphabetical. Mate, if that doesn't reek of dad joke, I don't know what does. It has the stench of it. Play on words. That's a classic dad joke thing.
It's a
Play on
classic dad
words.
joke thing. It's a classic dad joke
Classic.
thing.
I mean, back to the Pacific Ocean. Or it's that all over again.
Most-
Ah.
And why is
Oh,
Peter
brilliant.
Pan always flying?
Yeah, well, because he never lands. See? Play on words.
You can use that one.
You could use that one. Yeah.
Use that one in the Smurfs.
That's
I
yeah,
like
I
it.
could. They haven't gone to Peter Pan yet.
No, they haven't got a
No,
Peter Pan.
not yet, not yet. We haven't introduced Peter
Even
Pan.
Peter Pumpkin
Little-
Eater.
No, well, the biggest Smurf, those sort of things. She doesn't know if it's real or if it's not real, and it kind of, I won't say scare her, but it just gets her mind
Why does he never
working.
get old?
Yeah, well, it just it doesn't like she watched the Smurfs and was a little bit taken back because of the magic and are they real? Am I going to
And why
run
is
into an
there only
actual
one
Smurf?
woman?
You know what I'm saying? So
And why is there
yeah,
only one woman?
she's only just starting to get. Yeah, it's a good question. It's a bloody good question. I understand.
Yeah.
It's the bloody anyway.
There's only one woman
It's
and they're
not-
all
I'll
family.
tell you what, that I'm surprised that hasn't been cancelled. To be honest with you,
Sure, someone's going to go there eventually.
oh, it's going to happen. Anyway,
Please remind everyone of our socials, Phil.
our socials. Well, on email, you can reach us on Two Dads Podcast, which is TOODADS.podcast@gmail.com. Of course, here on the wonderful YouTube channel. If you've joined us here, thank you. Hit like, helps the channel move. And if you're new, hit subscribe and you can hit the notification bell and you can get notified when we post a new video, which is weekly. And if you prefer to listen to us in the car, we're on Spotify under the Two Dads Podcast channel and on Anchor, which can also get you through to Spotify. So there we are. There are our
Please,
socials.
we need photos of any of the Camrys that you go past
With
that
tissues.
have the tissue
I ha-
box. I saw
have-
3 this week.
Have you seen 3? I haven't come
Three.
across. I don't know how I haven't come across
Not too many.
any Camrys. I haven't been out much, which I don't often get out. But I am on the
But
lookout.
I'm going to end up in an accident.
I'm trying to look for.
I'm going to end up in an
tissue
accident eventually.
trying to
because
find tissue boxes in the back of
very
Camry.
distracting. Very distracting.
So I haven't seen one yet. A Camry, that is. I'm surprised I haven't seen a Camry. So, but then again, when I'm out and about,
I
it
saw
is
one
early
that had
morning.
it in the front,
Oh,
like
well, I
in
reckon.
front of the driver,
Yeah, no, that
which is
that that happens. You know what happened there? That's hit the brake too hard and it flew from the back to the front. That's what happened. That's what happened there. So it definitely would have been at the back.
why does anyone need 300 of any item to be accessed at any one time when you can
Don't know.
easily fit the anyway? Let's just
Anyway, let's not get into it because we've gone an hour and 11. We're stuck to under 2 hours. We've done our conventional over 1 hour. We've done well.
we've done well.
Episode 26. Been a pleasure. Thank you. Zeke.
Thank you for having us in your
Yes. thank you
eyes
for
and your
tuning in.
ears.
Thank you. Because we've got the face for YouTube.
We are the faces for YouTube and the voices for Spotify.
100%. So
And
any of the radio
Say
executives.
hi to your mums for us. Oh, radio. Yes, if we ever get radio,
If-
look out.
Please, if there's any radio execs, we're interested. We're just putting it out there. We're interested.
It worked for Hamish and Andy.
That's it.
We are just a little older.
That's it. A little bit more daddier. Well, you enjoy your weekend. Take care.
Enjoy. Have a good week, everyone.
And please, Sadiq, sign off with
Say hi to your mums for us.
adios.
Adios, muchachos.